NFC North, Detroit Lions. I would still put one of their biggest needs as like pass rusher.
Pass rusher and corner.
Yeah.
That's what, even if they did the trade for Carlton Davis and stuff, they need like a guy with some pedigree that they kind of like really develop and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But another pass rusher, like, that I think that would really put them over the top. They like developing their guys, so that's what's so hard. Like they like kind of trust moving those guys up as they go along. So who knows?
Well, if you want to develop someone that might be there in the late rounds, the first round, Chop Robinson from Penn State, if he's there, I don't know. Because he's one of those guys, like he's got the physical archetype where I wouldn't be surprised if someone pulled the trigger on him in the teens, you know?
Yeah. And because he's so different than the other top guys. He's different than Dallas Turner. He's more freaky than Latu. He's different than Verse. So I'm with you. Like Verse, to me, Jared Verse seems more like a scheme fit or a personality fit for the Lions than like Chop Robinson does in a weird way, even if they need a Robinson. So you're not sure. And again, I think those guys might both be gone by then, like you just said. So that's kind of hard to pinpoint with them, but they do need it.
It's like 29. That's a tough place to project because, like, I don't know. It's going to be the 29th pick. Like, I have no clue. The Green Bay Packers. Our friend Justin Mosqueda is convinced that they are taking a tackle in the first round. And what other name would be better for that than DJ Burns Jr. from North Carolina State? Big, 6'7", 270 to 290 pound guy compared, or based on whoever you're talking to on the day. I got called stupid, pretty strongly on the internet because I was like, basically like, come on. Left tackle prospect. Let's just have a nice little Final Four run, and if something else happens, then just enjoy this because he ain't Zion. Like he's not Tony Gonzalez, jumping over people and making people look crazy.
Antonio Gates or something. Antonio Gates was bruiser down low. I love watching DJ Burns, but he's like a crafty big man. I compare him to he's like Sabonis. He's like T-Bonus. That is exact. I love that. Yeah, I'm sure Justice would love that.
It's just like, man, can someone just like if we're gonna do the DJ Burns offensive line stuff, can he just blow someone up and get them the hell out the way and start getting rebounds? Because I don't know. It's just let the kid live out his hoop dreams.
Right. It seems like a great interview. Yeah, just let him enjoy it.
But as far as real offensive tackle prospects go, I think Amarius Mims would be fun. You look at the later portion of the first round, I don't even hate like the idea of kind of taking Graham Barton if he's still there and just saying, hey, figure it out. Because, they've had someone play tackle with similar dimensions in Bakhtiari. I don't know if Barton's like quite the athlete Bach was at his peak, but still, like, it's not an unreasonable thing to suggest that you could start him at left tackle, then see where he plugs in along the way.
And I mean, even Zach Tom kind of has a similar body type a little bit, but and they're set up too. Is say Barton's gone if they just want to go more for like a true like what they think is a tackle only guy. There's some interesting kind of projecty types like Kingsley Suamatatia, and I think Justice actually likes him because he has some Oregon background there originally. But that's a guy that I actually like as far as he's a little bit of a project, but his upside is a true blindside guy. I think he's the type of guy that would usually go in the top 20 in a normal tackle draft, but this draft is so loaded with guys that he's actually going to get pushed back a little bit. But that's a guy that I've really kind of tucked myself into a fit.
Yeah. They're just in such a good spot, and it's annoying. Like, you got quarterback figured out.
Every pass catcher is on a rookie deal, or like they're entering their third year. It's ridiculous.
That Josh Jacobs contract is fake as hell. It's like it's basically a 1-year deal. If he stinks, you can just move on with no consequence.
And they can just take another running back on day 2 and be fine. They got picks there. Yeah, I know. It's annoying.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there with the Packers. But offensive tackle, I would still kind of put I still think they could use another cornerback outside of Jair Alexander too.
I'd like DeJean for them because in my fan fiction headcanon, I like that he could start at safety for them, and then in a couple of years when Jair moves on, they bump him out to replace Jair or be an outside guy. It's like, what spot is he best at? I don't know. Like everything we've said about Barton. Well, which spot you put him in? Oh, just plug and play. DeJean is kind of the DB version of that, and so I kind of like that as a fit. But this is kind of the range that it seems like he might be going.
The Bears. quarterback, Caleb Williams. Vikings,
Done.
quarterback.
Mayor McCarthy. Do not think it's Daniels. So it's pretty team needs and where we think they're going with.
The only interesting thing with me, the Vikings at this point is, I guess, who they take and I guess how much they have to give up to get there. Because I think you also have to factor in the trade they made to get up to 23. Because I think we joked about the Saints and their draft picks, but part of the reason why they're here is because they'll make like multiple trade ups. Like we'll move up from X to Y, and then we'll move up from Y to Z. Okay, but like you still have to factor in all the picks you moved to get from X to Y in the first place. Like the Chris Olave trade, perfect example. They moved up twice to get him at the end of the day, and it's he's a good player, but maybe you think he's a really good player. I would say one of the better young wide receivers in the league. But maybe you look back and say, we could have used those assets a little bit better than we did just going up all the way to draft and getting him and getting Penny. And one of those picks hasn't quite worked out yet. So I think the price the Vikings pay and the quarterback they select will inevitably be interesting, but don't have quite all that information yet.